In the life of every great leader, there is what I call a defining moment. A defining moment is simply a time in that leader's life where that leader encounters something, an experience takes place, something happens that really defines who that leader is and what kind of leadership that person will have. Such was an encounter that Moses had. He had a defining moment in his life that would thrust him into the rest of his life. He was actually just a poor shepherd out in the Midianite desert, minding his own business and taking care of sheep. And then God revealed himself to him. God came to Moses and spoke to Moses. Moses saw this bush and it was burning, but it wasn't being consumed by the fire. And so he turned. You see, God got Moses' attention. And God revealed himself to Moses in three very specific ways. And in these ways in which Moses encountered God, he would never again be the same. His leadership would never again be the same. He would be thrust into an entirely different direction. This moment would define his life. The first thing that Moses experienced was the holiness of God. He saw that God was holy. God spoke to him and said, Moses, take the shoes off your feet because the place where you are standing is holy ground. You see, Moses encountered God as a holy God. And when you meet God as a holy God, you will never be the same again. And Moses was not the same. His leadership would not be the same. The direction for his life would not be the same because he met God in his holiness. When you see God as a holy God, and that word holy means he's in a category all his own. He's not like a mere man. He's altogether different. There's none like him. And Moses met God in his holiness. But the second thing that Moses met God as, God showed him, he said, this is the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. In other words, God was saying, the God of yesterday is the God of today. And the God of today will be the God of tomorrow. What I did for them, I will do for you. And God wants to reveal himself to us, not only that he's holy, but that he is eternal in nature and that he never changes. And Moses met God in his eternal power, not only in his holiness, but in his eternal power. When we see God in such a way, we will not be the same person. We'll not have the same kind of leadership. We'll not be doing the same things, going the same direction. When we see that the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is our God. And then there was a third thing he saw God as. He saw God in that moment as a compassionate God. God told Moses, I've heard the cries of my people, and I'm going to deliver them. And so God revealed his compassion and his love for his people to Moses. When you see God in his love and his compassion, you will not be the same person. Moses certainly wasn't. You see, he had a defining moment in which he met God in his character. Let me ask you a question. Have you had such a moment in your life? When you do, you will not be the same person. Oh, I pray that you will have a moment in your life in which you meet God and encounter him in such a way that you will never again be the same.